Hello everybody, welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's course, we are going to create an e-commerce website using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. If you look at my screen right here, this is the website you are going to create today. It's just a very simple website with HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So what the JavaScript is going to do, when you click this, is going to add the number of the items you have in your cart. This is what the JavaScript is just going to do, and we can as well use JavaScript to fetch. We are not really going to fetch, but we can use JavaScript to store this data. This stuff you're seeing here, just like it's kind of like a data we stored in an array. We are going to use JavaScript to loop through over it and display it here using the for each loop. Okay, the for each higher order function. So now we are just going to quickly start. This is just a dummy. Some of these stuff here are just dummy data. I just store this image and the item in an array, then loop through it to display it here. All right, so if you click this, you can see it's going to increase this number of stuff you have in your cart. Okay, this is what you are going to work on. So guys, if you love what we are doing, you want to support the channel, please hit the subscribe button. This is just a very simple way to support the channel and make the channel grow and keep producing videos. Okay, let's go guys. So now I have just come to my VS Code. What you're going to do is to quickly create a folder for our project for today. So let me just quickly go to my desktop here. I'll be creating the project we will be working on. I'll just go to let me minimize this stuff. I'll just quickly, this is my desktop. I prefer to create my project on my desktop because it's very easy to access when I go to my VS Code. So I will just click here and choose folder. I'll call it e-commerce sites. All right, so I'll come back to my VS Code, go to the file, select, I'll click this stuff here, then go to my desktop and choose the folder I've just created now. Okay, so what I'm going to do next is this stuff is loading. So now I'm just going to come here. This is the folder we just opened. I'll create a new file. I'll create a HTML file first. I'll call it index.html. index.html. So the way we are going to work on this project, we are going to create it by three parts. The first part is going to be the HTML part. We're going to work on the complete HTML part. The second part is going to be the CSS, and the third part is going to be the JavaScript, where we're going to implement the add to cart stuff and then loop through the data we have in our array. All right, so now I need to close this stuff. What's this? Okay, if you look right here, we have our index.html file fully created. This is the file is open. So guys, let's quickly start creating this. We have a very short time to deliver this. Okay, so what I'm going to do is to use the let me create a simple HTML boilerplate. And you know the way to do this, you press your shift key, you hold it and press 1. All right, then this will pop up. You either choose this exclamation mark that is 1, or use your tab key to hit it, and this will create a very quick HTML boilerplate. And I'll call this let me call it fashion. I'll call it fashion e-commerce. All right, this is the title. Remember, e-commerce. So then the next, let me just write a very simple div. I'm going to write a very simple div and put h2 inside it. I'll call it fashion, just to make sure that our HTML is up. E-commerce. All right, so next one, I'm going to click out. Let me open this on the browser. I'm going to use the open with live server. This is live server. I'll click it. And how do you get the live server? You right click here and select the live server. If you don't have the live server, come to this icon here, this extension icon, search for, when you click this, you search for live server and make sure you install it if you don't have it already. Okay, so now our website is up here. This is the fashion e-commerce website we are going to want to create now. It's up right here on my browser, and I'm using the Chrome browser. Is right here. And what you are going to create is to replicate something like this. We are going to create something very like this, something just very similar to this. So now I'll come back to this again. So let's start creating our HTML. I'll close down this stuff, it's not needed. I'll take this off. All right, so and how do you start? The next step is to let's create the header. Let's call it header. So we're going to use the header tag. Remember, we have the header tag in HTML. So if you come here, if you come to what we previously have, this is the header part. This place you will see that this navbar section. This is the header part. It comprises the the header, the navbar is inside the header. Okay, so now I've just created this stuff here, this header tag. So let's start creating. Let's create the navbar tags. Okay, so inside the navbar, I'm going to have two div inside the navbar. The next one is let me create another div inside the navbar. And inside this again, I'm going to have the URL. I'm going to write a URL, another list that will hold. This is the URL, another list that is going to hold those items, like this stuff, then these menu items. Okay, it's going to be inside an another list as the URL. So this first one here is going to be the logo. We're going to call this first div the logo, and we'll give it class of logo. Let's give it a class of logo. Then let me just call it, we're not putting, let me just put fashion there. Let me write fashion. The name of this e-commerce is going to be Fashion Empire. All right, so the next one is going to be, I think I should bring it in a one line so that it will, okay, it's cool. Yeah, so the next one is to put down the cart, this stuff here. Look at what we have just put, we have just written this stuff. So we want to put this on, then put these items. Okay, so what I want to do is this stuff here. So now I'll just come here and come to the, let me remove this space here. Then this is the second div. So I'm going to put an image and the span tag inside it. So I'm going to put an image tag. Let me just write an image tag really quickly. So inside it, we are going to have the source, and we are going to have the let's call this cart image. Then we're going to give it, we're not giving it any height here. We'll go use the CSS to give it the height. So I will just look at this now. This is cool. So the image, we need to bring in those images, but let me just quickly write a simple okay, let's use the auth first. Then let's go and put the URL. Let's give it a class of nav links. This is the URL. Give it a class of nav links. Okay, so let's start writing the items, the URL, the li, sorry guys, the li. So the first one, we're going to call it home. I think this should be inside an a tag. Let's put it inside an a so that it will be a link. In case you want to click it and go to another link, it will be a link. So this will be inside. This one is going to call it home. Remember, your a tag, you have to give it the href that will navigate you to any destination, any link you want. So this will be the link. We are just putting it a dummy hashtag. It's not taking us anywhere. So I'll just duplicate this stuff there into 4. So the next one is going to be the shop. The next one is going to be about us and the contacts. I think that's what you have done there. And this will be contacts. And as well, I will leave the code on my GitHub. Okay, so let me go back to the site again and see what you have. So now I have this image. It's not showing you, just have the auth. This is the auth. The auth is showing because we don't have any image yet. So this is the logo. This is the URL we just created now. So what I'm going to do next is, I think we should finish. Let's just finish up the. Let's quickly finish up this HTML before we go to. Let's create the main tag. The main tag. Let's create the main tag. So what am I typing? So this is main tag. So inside the main, what are we supposed to have inside the main? We are going to create a section tag inside this main tag. I will show you what to have. Look, if you come here, this place will have these items here. It's going to be the main tag, and this part, this downside is going to be the footer. All right. So now, if I come here, I'm going to say this section. I'm going to give it a class of. I'm going to give it a class of product container. Let me write the product container. Product container. I don't know how to spell container anymore. Product container. So this part again, let me just put a simple. Let me say product. So I want to write a simple stuff here. Now comment this. This is a comment. Products cards will be added here through JavaScript. I like to comment out my code so that you understand it very quickly. So what I'm trying to say is that I'll use JavaScript to add these items here. These items I'm going to use JavaScript to bring them in here, right? So if I come back here now, I've just added this. So let's put we are not adding anything here through HTML. We're going to use JavaScript like what I've just written here. So let me go to the next part, which is the footer. Let's write the footer, and we're going to give it a I think we should not give it any class. Footer is unique, so let's not give it any class. I'm going to add a p tag inside there and write the that copy stuff. Then say 2023 fashion empire. I think fashion empire, all right, reserved. Fashion empire, all right, reserved. I think is a lowercase. All right, reserved. All right, I put my this here. Let me go and see what's going on. Right, this is cool. So right, let me come here again. So I think we have our HTML all intact. This stuff is there, the image, the items. We're going to use the JavaScript to add them. So I think our HTML, okay. Another thing is yeah, it's cool. Our HTML is okay. Our HTML is okay. Our HTML is fine. Our HTML is cool. Is there anything we are missing? Let's go here. Our HTML is cool. Okay, guys. So what I'm going to do next is let's start styling this HTML. Let's start styling this website to make it look like this with CSS first. Let's go into CSS. Okay, so what I'm going to do is create a file called styles.css. I'm going to create a file called styles.css. So I'll come here, and first of all, what I need to do is import that file, and I'll come here and say link. I need to import that CSS file. Remember, the link it doesn't have a closing tag. The href is what styles.css. Okay, so let's check this and be sure that this CSS is well imported. I'm going to say body. I'm going to give that body a background color. This is kind of like debugging in the CSS. I'm going to give it a background color of blue to ensure that this is working. All right, yeah, cool, it's working. Our HTML is well imported. So let's start styling this stuff here. I think the another thing I need to do, I need to bring in those images you have here. Okay, let's go and bring in those images you have. I think I have a place I want to make use of that stuff. I have my image. Let me quickly bring in those images, and that's why you can take any image of your choice to produce your own. Okay, I'm going to leave the images on the GitHub. Okay, so you can just download from my GitHub and work on it. So let me just copy. I'll just quickly copy those images and bring it in here. You can do drag and drop and bring it here, but I'll just copy them and paste them here where I have it in my. I'm just going to go to my folder, then come to this place and paste those images here. Okay, so if you look right here, I have created a new folder called images, and I've just imported those my images. These are images I want to make use of. Okay, just the same stuff we have here. These are images I want to make use of. So first of all, I want to correct what we have here. This there's a place we have that cat stuff in our HTML. Where is it? Yeah, this is the cat stuff. So we're just going to go to our images. I want to import this image, that cat logo. So what did I do here? This is the folder. My images are inside this folder, and look at this cat logo stuff here. Don't mind me the way I named this image. It's just a random image I imported from logos, or imported from Google. So I just named them fashion 1, fashion 2. It's not really just a dummy stuff. So this is the image. Look at it. If you come to this one here, is this image. Okay, so I've just imported it. Look at it. It's here already. Okay, this is here. So now, how did I bring it inside my HTML? I will say /. I will point at this folder, this image folder, then point at this image name. Look at it here. This is the image and catalog.png. All right, so if you come to this place now, you can see that the image is showing. Look at the image now, it's showing. All right, so let's start styling this stuff. I think that's the next thing to do very quickly. Let me close down this. I'll come to my CSS. What's the first thing to do in CSS? Let's do reset. Let's do what is called reset some default styles. Let me reset some default style. And what does this mean? I think I should just implement it, then explain it. So we're going to say the margin is going to be 0, and the padding is going to be it's just padding I need. Padding is going to be 0, and box sizing is going to be border box. All right, so what does this do? If you come to what this does is that if you come to this place, you see that there are default sizes and there are default padding and margin that comes with your browser. Whenever you create a new project on your browser, or even you create a new HTML project or any web project and run it on your browser, the browser by default is going to add some padding sizes and margin sizes to it. So use this reset to reset it and remove those extra margins that comes through the browser. And this is called, this selector here is called the universal selector. All right, this asterisk is called the universal selector, right? So now let's quickly continue styling our stuff here. Look at it there. So I think we have our nav, everything complete. Let's just quickly style this. All right, so let's look, let's target the body. I'm going to give the body the font family of Arial sans serif. Let's give the font family of Arial sans serif. Let's take this down. We don't need it. I'm going to give it a background color of, white. All right, F7, F7, something like it's not really like white. F7, I will use F7, 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 F7. It's kind of like a sharp gray like that. All right, look at it. It's not white. If you look here, you see that this one is white, but this one is not white. So look at it. We're just giving it this background color. So now the next step is to target the header. Let's quickly start the header. Remember, I'll have a tag called header. Okay, so I'll just come here and I'll give it a background color. From the previous one we are imitating, it has a background color of this stuff that looks like black. This background color, so it's not really black. We'll use the this color 2222. It's like black, not really black. Okay, so if I come here and I see that, look at it, is down there. So let me the next one is to give it a color. Let's give it a color of white, FFF, then then give it let's give it a padding of, we're gonna give it a padding, we'll say padding of top and bottom 10 pixel, then left and right 0. All right, so we're gonna give it a position of, let's give it we want to make it to be fixed there, position of fixed. And what do I mean by fixed? When you scroll this, in case you have data, if you scroll this, let me just copy this side, this doesn't look very odd. I'm going to give it a top of 0, 0. I want the top to be at 0. I'm going to give it a width of 100%. I want to take the full width of, what's this? So if you look at this now, is a very, what the position does is that when you're very scrolling, if you are scrolling this, assuming you have stuff there, assuming you have items at this bottom part, if you are scrolling this place that has this number that has a background color of black will remain here. It will not move up. It just like this one. Look at it, is remaining there. That's what we are trying to achieve. Okay, so now let's start enough this enough items. Let's target the nav items. Let me come to the nav items, and I'm going to say, remember I have a tag, nav tag, so I'm going to say a display of flex. I'm gonna give it a justify content of space between. Oops. Space between, give it align items of center, then give it max width of 1200, then give it margin, margin is going to be 0 auto. You're going to make it to sit at the center of that place, at the center of the its own portion. So the next one is going to be padding. Let's give it a padding of bottom top. We want to make, look, the first one means bottom top is going to be 0, then left and right is going to be 20 pixel. All right, so let's see what you have here. So look at it here, look at what you have. This is the nav item. Everything now is sitting on a row. This is what the display flex does. So remember, we're going to target this on this one and style it. Okay, so let's target this logo and style this logo now. I think it has a class, of logo. If you come back here, it has a class of logo. So let's come here and say logo. Oops. That's not complete. I'm going to give it a font size of 1.5. Sometimes I prefer to use rem, sometimes I use, what's going on here? Why do all this stuff here? Sometimes I use rem, sometimes I use okay, it's bigger now. So the next one is going to be the nav links. And what are the nav links? These stuffs in there. Let's, if you come here again, look at it. It has this class of nav links. Okay, so let me just copy this class name, and I'll come here and paste it. Okay, So I will say nav links. I'm going to remove those dots. That style, this stuff here. This dot is a style. We call it a list style. I'm going to remove it. I'm going to say list style is what, none. Okay, so I'm going to say display of display is going to be flex so that everything will sit horizontally. Okay, it will be in a row. Oops, what's going on? Look at it. So I think we have messed up with this stuff. Yeah, this is supposed to be nav links. Yeah, oops, yeah, it's working now. Look at it. So everything now is in a row, and we have removed those dot style. So we're going to target the link itself and give it a margin right of 20 pixels to make it to separate from each other. Right? So I'm going to say, I'll just copy this now. I want to be very fast with this. Then target the li, remove all of this, then say margin margin right. I'm gonna give it 20 pixel. All right, so let's see what's the stuff there. So look at it here, it's there. Okay, look at it, it's done there. So we're going to target this a tag. Remember, the one that has that underline is the a tag. So we're going to target the a tag, change the color of the a tag to white, and remove those underline. All right, so oops. So I'll just quickly do the same thing here. Copy this stuff here to make it faster. Remove this li and put a tag. Then remove this stuff here. I'm gonna come here and say undo. So I'm gonna say text decoration. That underline, we're gonna remove it. I will say text decoration. I'm gonna say none. If you check it now, it's gone. Look at it, it's gone. I'm gonna check the text color. I'm going to say the color is what FFF. I'm going to say FFF, something like white. Then I'm going to change the font width. If you go back again, look at it. Whoa, it's cool. Look at it. It's up. So I'm going to change the font width. The font width. I'm going to change the font width to what? Bold. I want to make it look a little bit bigger. Okay, so look at it. Look at it. Look at it. We're going to the next step is to style this stuff here. I think we should just leave it. Okay. So guys, if you love what I'm doing, if you want to support my channel, please hit the subscribe button. Okay, one subscription means one support. The YouTube algorithm will support my channel with your subscription. So guys, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe. This is the way to support me to produce videos every week. Okay, so let's go guys. So now I'm just going to target the I will just leave this for now, okay, until we have those items where we can click and stuff will happen. Then we'll work on this. So let me style. There are some items I want to style here. This like this stuff here is not yet here, but let's just write the code because it's coming from JavaScript. So let's quickly write the code and put it down. All right, so let me just quickly write the code. Then does it really make sense, or should we write the HTML code before we start doing this? I'm just thinking how it's going to make sense to us. Because if you're writing the code that we are not seeing it, it's kind of like a blind stuff, all right? So let's see what you're going to do now. Let's quickly go to the border and style the border. Then we can come back to that again. Let's go. Let's style this border. We have that border here. Let's style the border. Let's style the border. I'll just come here and look at the border. Let's quickly style the border and come back to this. Sorry, I mean let's style the footers, not border, please. Take note. So let me say text and line. I'm gonna say center. On the padding, I'm gonna say 10 pixel. On the background color, I'm gonna say I'll choose that 222 stuff again, like black. Then color, I'm gonna say white. That FY. Okay. So this is supposed to show. Where is it? Why is it not showing? Oops. Need to reduce the size of this stuff. Let me go to that now. I want to check something. Let me pixel. I need to know why that stuff is not showing now. Oops. Where is our I'm trying to debug on why that stuff is not showing. This is the body section. Okay, okay. See what you're gonna do now. That stuff is not showing because of that. This stuff here. Look at this place. This main section right here. So let's just style this place here. Let's style this here. I want to write that code here. Then we can now handle it with JavaScript. Okay, I'll just come here. I don't push this thing. I like to arrange my code very well. So I will say, just look at what I'm gonna do. I'm going to say main. I'm going to give it a display of flash and the flash wrap. I'm gonna give it. I'm gonna say wrap. Then justify content. Everything gonna be at the center. Then max width. I'm gonna give it max width of 1200. And margin, I'm gonna say, I understand this is kind of like working on something else, but I want to explain this very well. This way our footer will be able to pop up. Okay, so this is fine with the main tag. So the next one is to look at the product. I'm going to create I want this course to be on section by section. So I'm going to create this class. This class, if you watch here, is not anywhere. If you watch in our HTML, is not in that class. Product is not anywhere here. I'm going to create that class with a JavaScript. So now I've not created this, so I'm going to give it a background color of kind of white. Then I'm going to say flares. Oh no, I don't need to that stuff is like a border, so I'm going to give it a that stuff is like a card. What I'm creating is a card, so I'm going to give it a or should we just create, see what you're going to do. Let's just create the JavaScript, then we can use we can now style it so that we'll be able to see what we are styling. Okay, so let's create. I have a kind of data I want to make use of. This is the data I want to make use of. I'll just go here and copy it. I'll create a JavaScript code. Let me create a JavaScript file here. I'll create a file JavaScript. I'll call it index.js. Okay, so I'll just paste down those items I've copied. This is it. This is it. So I have the image and their prices here. All right. So I'll just quickly write my JavaScript code. Let me quickly write my JavaScript code. And what are we trying to do with JavaScript? I will come here. Look at this. Inside this main, this line 25 section class this. I'll copy this name. Okay. I'll target it inside my JavaScript. When I target it, if I bring it in here, then I'll loop through this. I'll loop through this using for each. Then I will take each of these, okay, and append it to this stuff here as a card. So let's quickly do it. Let's quickly do it. I'm going to say const. Remember, this is done. I want to access that const product container equals to document dot get elements. No, let me say let me use query selector. I think that was called. Let me use query selector. Query selector is gonna be, I'll put my stuff here, then put, remember it's class, so we're gonna use the dot. So this is product dot container is the name. All right, let me cover this here. Let me close this. Then the next one is to target that I think there's a place we have cat badge. Let's target that stuff here. That image, that badge. You have a badge here. Think we did not give that stuff here. Let's check what we have done wrong here. I'm thinking this is. I'm thinking what we did wrong. I'm supposed to give this in. Okay, inside here we're supposed to have another tag. Let me go back here again and check. We're supposed to have another stuff here. That span tag. Okay, so I'll just call it span. I'll call this a span tag. Inside the span tag, let me just add 0 there. Yeah, that's right. So then I will say this will be this is going to be a class of cat badge. All right. So let me just copy this down here. Let me just copy this. card badge. So if you come here, you see that this 0 is already there. Look at it, is there. So we are going to bring it, we're going to make it be at the top of this. All right. So let me just go back there again. Let me go back to my JavaScript. I will now say const. Oops. I will just say const cards. Going to say card. What are we going to call this? Okay, let's call it card badge. Right, then I'll say document dot get query selector. I think this is class. Let's use query selector. Put our dot. Then yeah, cool. And the next one is gonna be let's card count equals to 0. So this card count is going to be 0 on default by default. So like this 0 here. So when you click, like what is happening if you click this, it will increase it. Okay, so we're going to use the add, that is the plus to increment it by 1. So now what I'm going to do now, this product, let me look through this product to append each of these to this I will look through that stuff here, that product list, that product array, then append each of it to this section. Okay, so I'll come back here and I will say I'll paste the product for each. I'm using the for each, okay, so that it doesn't return a new array. That's the reason I'm using the for each. Then so I'll say product. This product represents each of these objects inside this product array. Okay, so don't mind me if I call it list sometimes. That's the way we call it in Python. So if I do, I think I should just start this again. I don't know what I'm missing. Was it product? Okay, it's products. Dots for each. I'm going to say products. I'm going to return the callback. Remember, this is a higher order function. It takes in a callback function. Okay, so you can also write a function on this one, then pass it into this place as an argument, which we'll call the callback. Okay, so now let's start working on this. Now if I console log this, it's going to be, let me console log this. See that it's going to be each of that it's going to be each of this stuff here. So let me console log that. Let me open this thing here. Let me remove it. Drag my console up, load this. I think our JavaScript is not imported. Oops. Let's quickly go and import our JavaScript. I'll come here, write the script. Let me just write the script tag to import our JavaScript. We'll call it source, and we'll say we're going to say, what's the name? index.js. Okay, it's imported now. So this is imported now. Let me come here. You see, it's logging each of those. It has looked through that product array and console log each of these items. So if you look at this here, this is what you have. This is all we have here. Let me go. Here's my. This is all we have here. Okay, so let's start working on those items again. Let's start working on each of these items and append it. Let's append it to that section, that product container section that is inside the main tag. I mean this is what I mean. This is what I mean here. This stuff here. Okay, remember we said product card will be added here through JavaScript. So I'll come back here again. I'll create let me create a variable const product card. I'm going to say I want to create a section tag that will hold those cards, each of these cards. Remember what this stuff here, I want to make each of it to be a card. So let's create a section. We're going to say document. Let's create a tag, and I'm now designing it as the card. Document.create create element. And what's the element we want to create? We're going to call it section. Okay, and I'll close this. Then the next one, I'm going to say, I'm going to add a class name to this. Remember when I mentioned that we are going to create, we wanted to write a class, we wanted to write this this design, this CSS design, but we needed to bring it up first. So I want to add that class name to this see here what I just did. I've created an HTML tag called section. This product card there is a section. Okay, so I want to add a class. Remember how we do it? We say add. No, we're going to say class list dot add. They will give it the name of. Oops, this is going to be product. So what this means that this product is a class name. We have created. Oh, this name. We have created this section tag. This is a HTML tag we have created using JavaScript. Then we want to add this class name. This product is a class name we want to add to this HTML that we have created here using JavaScript. So now we have added this class name to this stuff here using class list.add. Okay, so remember I also have a class list.remove class list.toggle. Okay, so now if we want to add, we'll use class list.add. So now I'm going to say that product, this product now. I'm going to say product dot inner HTML equals to, I think my computer is kind of slow. I think my computer is kind of slow. So now I want to create this. I want to write a HTML tag. What I've written here, this is called backtick. This is backtick. Okay. I want to use it to create an image. I want to write a HTML tag inside an image HTML tag inside it. Then if I finish, I'll take this product card and append it. I'll append it to this section here that I have accessed, which we call the product container. If you come at the top here, look at, you have this product container. I'll append it to that product container. Okay, I'll append it to that product container. So let's continue. I'm going to say, let me write this image. I'm going to write that image then as source. The source is going to be let me say source. Where is my I'm looking for my dollar sign. This this place is very tricky. Then I'm going to say product. Remember when we console log this stuff here, product dot what? I think I should console log this again, so that we'll keep an eye on what you are selecting. This is going to be product.image. Product.image. Okay, so the next one is going to be let's add an auth to it. This is we are not done creating this image tag. Okay, so let's create, we are not closing, let's create the auth. Let's call it auth. We're going to use the product name as the auth. Let's say product dot name as the auth. Then close it. Come here, we need to close that tag. We need to close that HTML, that image tag. All right, so the next one is going to be the h2. Remember, if you come here, we'll have this. I think that we'll have this. Look at what you're going to. The first one we've done is to bring in that image. They want to bring the name, then the description, the amount, and this we'll now add this button. Okay, so let's go back again and continue. So I'm going to say let me write a h2 tag inside it, and I will write $, then say product dot name, right? Then close that stuff here, call it h2, close it back, then write a p tag. I'll quickly just copy this down, bring it, let me just copy this p tag into 4 places. This one will be p tag. I'll just, so this way to be faster. So the p tag is going to be the description. Okay, so the next one is going to be a div tag. Let me write this is going to be a div tag, and you understand this when I'm done. Just pay attention and know what you're doing. So this one is going to be that div is going to be the $. Okay, so that div is going to be the $. I'm going to add another. I'm going to add another $. Here. It's going to pick one. So let me add another $. Then I will say here is going to be the price. I think what price? The price. So the price, I want to make it to fixed. Dot to fixed. Okay. Dot to fixed too. That price, I want to make sure that it has highest. It will have is if it has decimal, it must be 2. Okay. It must be highest decimal of 2. Okay. Decimal point must be highest 2. That's 2. Dot to fixed to 2. Okay. So now I think you have this, so this is okay. Well, is anything missing? So let's go. This one is going to be the button. That button, the button. Let me just copy this here, remove this and paste it. So the button, we're going to call it, we're going to give it a class of add to cart. Then write the description. Let's remove this. We're not using it. We're going to call it add to cart. Then this one, we're going to give it a class of add to carts. Add to carts. Add to carts. All right. Add to carts. So I'm going to close this backtick so that it will show that this is a backtick. Let me check if there's any error. So if I come back here now, look at what I want to do now. I want you to pay attention. I've created, this is, remember what you're doing inside this backtick. You are trying to create this kind of, this is like kind of we are creating, this is an image tag, this is h2, this is a p tag. Remember, this is a backtick. We are using this backtick to append, to attach, to write all this HTML to make it to be an inner HTML of this product card. Okay, so now if you have any question or there's something you don't understand, you want me to mentor you one-on-one, you can reach out to me through Twitter or just message me through my you can reach out to me through my GitHub account. Okay, I'll just respond to you. So now I'm going to create this. I'm going to call it a add card button. Okay, this is add card. I want to access that add card button. I'll not say equals to product product card that query selector. Product card that query selector. Remember that stuff is a document. Then I will now say add to carts. Oops, add to carts. Okay, then I'll close this. Then now say this button, when they click, I want to add an event to it. I want to say add event listener to it. And the event is going to be click. Remember, the second parameter is a callback function. So I'm going to use an arrow function, and I will say card count. Remember, I will have, there's a variable. Let me go at the top again. Oops, where's that stuff? This card count, I'll bring it down here, and I'll say, what's going on? I'll just copy this, come down here and say plus increment by 1. Then I'll say card badge. Remember, we have our card badge dot inner text. We're going to say equals to this stuff here. This one it must have incremented by 1, so we'll just add it. We just initialize this to it, that card badge. Then what I'm going to say, this product container. Remember, is the main container. Remember, is this main container here, this product container. So I'm going to say, I'll come outside this place, outside that loop. Remember, everything we have been doing here is inside this for each. Okay, so I'll just come outside it here and say dot append child. I want to append everything I've written there. Append child, and I'll say append child product card. Product card. Look at it. Look at product card. Okay. So if you look at it, let me cover this stuff. Yeah. If you look at it here, we have all of that images here. Look at it, all of that images are here. They're all here. So how did we do this here? What we did there is, let me explain this thing there. Let me quickly explain this stuff again. We just use this, what we did here, let me remove this to this console. We don't need it. What we did there was to map through this array. This array we loop through it using for each higher order function. Each of this is a product, is representing each of those objects inside that array. Then we'll now create a new element and now add a class of product into it. We'll just quickly go and start styling it. Add this product class into this product card here, which is a new element to create. Then we'll now say product.inner HTML. We have written this HTML and we'll now add inner HTML to this product card which you created there, then add this HTML to it, and now say here, this is the button part. The button part now said add to button. We'll now say product card dot product card. Product card is the document. Then we'll now say dot query selector. Okay, product card dot query selector. We'll now access. Remember why we use product card instead of document dot query selector, because this stuff here is not in that HTML. It's not in that HTML. It's inside this JavaScript. That's why we use this query selector. Okay, so let's just quickly go to HTML and style this and see what it looks like. And of course, we're going to start back from the product again. Okay, so let me quickly just remove this again. And I copied the name. Remember, we have started the main before. Okay, so we'll just start from the product. I just did this so that this stuff then will come out, and when we are styling to be able to see what you're doing. Okay, we'll just quickly run through this stuff here. So we'll just say, let's give it a background of remember that product is the section we created. We'll give it a background color of white, FFFF. Then you will see this very well now. Let me start. We'll give it a border radius of 8 pixels so that it won't be much. I want to give it a border shadow. Box. I always call this stuff border shadow. Box shadow. I'm going to say 0. That's the horizontal, vertical. The first one is the horizontal. The other one is the vertical. The other one is the blur. Okay. Then we'll give it a RGBA color of 0, 0. Oh, what's this? Undo 0, 0, 0. Then give it opacity 0.1. Okay, so this is cool for the box shadow. Then we're going to give it a padding of 20 pixel. Then give it a margin of going to give it a margin of 20 pixel as well to make it to stretch out. Then we're going to give it a text align of center. Then give it max width of 300 pixel. All right, so let's see what you have. Now we're giving it width. Now it makes sense now. Okay, look at it. It's making sense. So let's target the image. The image is what is making this thing to look very big. So let's target the image and reduce this. I will say dot product. So I'm going to say products. I'll target the product image. I'm going to give it a width of 100%. A width of 100% to make it to align with the this 300 pixel we have given this product. Okay, so next one is going to be the height. I'm going to give it the height of 300 pixel. Then what is border? Let's give it the border of 8 pixel. Let me see what's going on. Let me see what's going on here. Yes, yeah, look at it. Yeah, it's very cool with this stuff now. Look at it. It's cool. So don't mind this stuff here. Well, once I style this this stuff here, once I style this here, it's gonna make it come up. I think that's the next thing I should even do. Well, let's just target the product. Let's just finish, then we'll target that stuff there. Okay, let's just do the price, then we'll target that stuff. I'm going to call it price font price. I'm going to give you font size of 1.25 frame would be fine. Margin. I'm going to give margin top 10 pixel to shift it from the top. This is not reflecting now. What's load it. Did you actually put price class of price? Okay, there's no class of price there. Price. I'll go back to what CSS is. Yeah, it's working now. Yeah, it's working. So the next one will be the next one will be, let's target that add to cart button. That this stuff, this button, let's target it. I hope it's there. Let's call it add to carts. What am I typing? Add to cart. Add to cart. Why am I using zero stuff? It was the zero stuff. Yeah. So background color. Let's give it the background color of that black. So then let's give it a color of white. And do F1 to 3. So then give it a border of let's give it a border of none. It's a button, so I have to give it a border of none to remove that. Then let's give it a padding of 10 pixel. Then 20 pixel. Bottom top left and right 20. Bottom top 10. Then we'll give it a border radius of 4 pixel. Then give it a cursor. You know what cursor does? When you bring your keyboard over it to be like a pointer at that hand. Then what again? Okay. Let's give it a transition, because we're going to add it a hover. We're going to add a hover to it. Let's give it a transition. We'll say background color. We're going to add hover effect to it. Transition background color 0.3 seconds. This is the duration. Then is. So let's give it. Let me just write this. Let me quickly copy this down and paste it. Then add a hover effect and say hover. I will just quickly remove all of this. Just add in the background color. Remove all of this stuff here. I've removed the closing collision. Then I will just say 4 so to reduce. Okay, and let's see what you have. Hope is, yeah, look at it now. You see the way it's, and look at the hover is working. If I hover it, that background color will change. Okay, look at it. Okay, add to cart. That's very cool. So let's just what's the let's tie this stuff, this head. I think there's something that is missing there. This stuff here is supposed to be flares. There's something that is missing there. This class product container is supposed to be flare sharp now. Not sharp. Product container. This is my CSS. Why is it not showing anything? Did we miss something? Well, let me say, okay, let's just say products. This thing is supposed to be in a flex. That's what I'm looking at. Okay, let's target that product container. Let's target this product container. I think we have not. Let's target this product container. We have not started it. Just let me shift this thing down. I'll just put it in here. Say, and I will say display flares. I need to rush this thing because of time. Flares wrap. Then the next one is justify content. I'll make it to be center. What again? I think max width is gonna be 1200 pixel. Miss my hand. I don't know why I'm typing. And then margin margin of bottom top 40 pixel will be fine. Then auto to make it to sit at the center. Yeah, this is very fine now. Yeah, very fine, almost like this one. Almost like this one, but we need to arrange this stuff here. Yeah, we need to arrange this this cat stuff. So let's quickly arrange that cat stuff. I like to bring down this but this footer, and I'll say cats. Where is it? Okay, I think we should add. Let's give this class of cats. Okay, so that, because that's what is only, I don't want to put it from JavaScript, so no need putting from JavaScript. Let's just put it from HTML. So we're going to say we're not going to. I'm thinking how to what to do with that cat stuff there to make it go. First of all, we have targeted the div that is holding that cat, everything inside that cat. Okay, so we're going to give it a position of relative. Let's give it a position of relative first. Okay, so now the image, let me just get this stuff. I'll call the image. Remember I have image inside it. Then I'll just take off this. I don't need this. So I'll just say let me give it a width of 30 pixel. This is the image. Then height of 30 pixel. Then cursor pointer. Then border radius 50% to make it to go round, to be rounded. So let's see what to have here. I say what's scattered. So if you look at it now, the image was what was given that. Look at it, almost the same. The image, but we need to make this 0 to come at the top. Okay, so look at it, it's almost the same thing. So now let's make that badge. This stuff here, this 0 is called the badge. Let's make it to come at the top. And how do we make it to shift at the top? Okay, so if I do let me say cat badge. Remember we created that class cat badge. We're going to give it a position of absolute so that we can shift it at the top. Okay, so we're going to give it a top of negative 10%, 10 pixel. It's going to this. Remember the parent is the other one now. The parent has a position of relative. So when we give it this position of absolute, it's going to send it at the top. Look at it. It has gone up to the top. If I can just bring it down a little and say 5. Let's say I want to bring it to the center. I can just say like, you see, it's down. I think that 5 is even more better. Or let's leave it to 10. Let's leave it to 10. So look at this now. It's fine. 2 minus. Then we have to give it a background color. Let's give it, let's say right. Let's make it to shift from that image a little. Let's say right negative 10 pixel. Then let's give it a background color of I have a color I want to use FB. It's kind of white, but it's kind of gray. So let's give it a color of which color? It's like black. Then let's give it a border radius. Let me see the way it looks. Look at it here. It has that background color. So we have to give it a padding to make it to stretch. Then let's give it I think we should give it a padding first. Bottom, let's give it a padding. Bottom top, let's give it 4 pixel. Then left and right, let's give it 8 pixel. Left and right, let's give it 8 pixel. I think this is cool. Let's see. Wow. Yeah, it's cool. So we have to give it a border radius. Let's give it a border radius of let's give it a border radius of 50%. 50% to make it to be all round. Yeah, so let's just rush and code everything, then we'll now see what we have. Then let's give it a font size. Let's give it a font size of 0.8 rand. I think we're almost done. I think we should be done by now. Oops. Whew. So this is what you have now. Everything is set, and it's just similar to what you have here. Look at it. Everything is set. So look at it. It's just the same thing with what all we have here. Look at it. Everything is set. So if you click, let me be sure that this is working. If I click this, it's adding. Remember, we have done this JavaScript before. So if I click this, everything is perfect. It's fine and cool. Look at it. So let me go back to my JavaScript again and explain what is happening there. This is the button we created. This is the button here. So what you are saying here is this button. Look at the access from the class name. Look at this line 62. I will say on click of it, it should increment it. It should increment the value of this, which is 0. So this is like, it's kind of like a dummy. So it's not really sending anything to database. Okay. So guys, if you appreciate what I'm doing, you want to support my channel, kindly subscribe, leave a like, leave a comment if you wish, please. But most importantly, subscribe to the channel. This way it will support my channel. It will support my channel to always produce video every week. It's a very good way to support me, okay, to encourage me in what I'm doing, and you will learn. I'll keep producing video as long as you keep subscribing. Just subscribe, guys, okay. I will produce video every week, and I'll see you next week. Next week I'm going to go into how to use Fetch and how to start using React and create your own website. Okay, don't forget, if you have any question or if you want the code, anything you want, just reach out to me through my GitHub. You get through my email and my portfolio, and reach out to me. Thanks for watching. Okay.